All right, there we go. Okay, good evening, everybody. We are going to do Christmas gifts. So we've got a little bit, I'm not tall enough, a little bit dressed up this evening. There's me, Lisa, team leader, and Liz, who is one of our Team Thermo Empire members. She's going to do a couple of dishes tonight as well. So let's just crack on. We'll start with the peanut brittle first. So I am going to type in, because I'm going to show you how to search as well. Normally I just save it in my week, but we'll do a quick peanut. And you can start typing peanut brittle. There we go. So there's a couple of different peanut brittles. That is because I have actually chosen to have English as my language and all the countries. So we get Canada, America, England. I'll show you in a minute when we bring cookie dough up. But what I'm going to do then as well. So I've saved it to cook today. There's Sue. Here it is in my week, peanut brittle. There we go. Now, with every recipe, we have a picture at the start and a picture at the end. And we scroll down, we've got our difficulty, our prep, utensils, hints and tips and variations. And then we start cooking. So we're going to use sugar stages. So this is for things like honeycomb, caramels, all that sort of stuff. So it says to guarantee success, you need to use the right weight of ingredients. Otherwise, it will say to you, weight is not as described. I will not perform this function. And then also you need to cook immediately. So line a baking tray, done. Now I've actually put it on a wooden board. That is also a very important step because you don't want to put it on your kitchen bench because it gets super hot. Place baking tray onto mixing bowl lid. Lid. There we go. Next, 150 grams of roasted unsalted peanuts. There we are. So with peanut brittle, you can use anything, any nuts, any seeds, all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to spread it out. Next, set aside on a heat-resistant surface so it reminds you as well. So I'm just going to put it there and set it out like that. Next, 250 grams of white sugar. Did I measure that out? Yes, I did. So I've got my white sugar there. 251. So 1 gram's not going to make a drama, but 10 might. 70 grams of water. So I'm going to take care pouring this one in. I'm going to have to start again. Right. 71. Okay, 30 grams of unsalted butter. I've actually left that in the fridge. Just 20 next time. Yeah. There we go. So it actually specifically asked for 1 piece. Add it to the mixing bowl in 1 piece. 30 grams on the knocker. 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. On the floor. All right, 1 teaspoon. How's everyone going out there? Okay, next, place the splash guard on. Oh, yep, challenging. Yes, everyone seemed to have trouble with it tonight. Getting on. Okay, so our splash guard is a TM6 only item, and that is for high heat and sugar stages to obviously guard for splashes. So pop it on, press done. Then when the arms close, it will actually lock on. See here that we have our little sugar stages symbol. Anytime that you have a mode that has a symbol rather than a speed, you only need to turn it one click and away it goes. So we're just going to let it start first and show you that once it gets to just over 60 degrees, the lights here will actually turn red to show you that the base is, let me turn that on so you can actually hear. So you can hear it stirring. So when it does max heat for browning your onions and your meat, it actually stirs, then stops and heats up. So this one's actually just going to stir and heat up. Oh, here we go. So it's 37, it's starting to go around. I can hear the butter knocking away in there. There we go, max, so it's over 60 degrees and it will go quickly from there. So we will get Liz, I will move my peanuts out of the way.
You haven't reduced the recipe, have you?
No. So what we're going to do is actually show you, I am going to share screen because, I'll take that away. I'm going to share screen. All right, can everybody see our cookie dough there? So how you actually go about changing, once you first log in on an Australian cookie dough account, you only get 3,000 recipes or more because you're just seeing the Australian recipes. So what you do is you go to your view profile and you scroll down and put language English, country all, and then when you actually go exploring, when you hit search, you've actually then got 10,000 recipes. So England, America, Canada, all that sort of stuff. What we are going to make now is hot chocolate on a stick, which is that one, isn't it? Yep. That one. Now what we're going to do, because we only want to do half of this, I'm actually going to go to my portions. So last week the TM6 is all updated and the new cookie dough so that you can actually change your portion sizes. So you're no longer stuck cooking 6 things when there's only 2 of you. So I'm going to go from 8 portions. Now there's 100 recipes that are automated, that are automatically you can change the size, but you can actually take the opportunity and change any of them. So I'm going to make it my own. So my recipe, my responsibility. Start, because it's not, this is not one of the 100. So I'm actually going to go from 8 to 4. So we've got 600 dark, 200 milk chocolate. Let's see how it changes. So 300, 100 teaspoon. Now when I hit save, if it's not a recipe that's already one of the 100, it will then save into my created recipes. So I'm going to hit save and then done. And then I'm going to go to, here's my created recipes here. There's my hot chocolate on a stick. I'm going to click on cook today. And then I will stop share because we can walk over here.
You're going to move that over.
Oh, yep. I'll just move that over. I'm going to move it over a little bit more. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, it's a... Oh, you know how to do that.
Yeah. There we go.
I need to just turn the light up a bit so I can see.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Right.
No worries.
Can we see the screen? Hello, everybody.
Take that off.
Special treat tonight. We're going to do the hot chocolate on a stick. So now I go into my recipes, created recipes, And there we go, it's appeared straight away. It's very fast. So long as you've got good Wi-Fi, it's almost instantaneous when you turn on your Thermomix. Okay. So we've got hot chocolate on a stick. As usual, you can, I don't know what we showed you before, but to cook for 8, it was 600 grams and everything was double. But now we're just going to do the half size. So we're going to start cooking. And it's telling me to enjoy the recipe that we created. Oops, that just bit one. So place dark chocolate, milk chocolate, etc. So this is the dark chocolate, and you do need to break it up. You know, don't be tempted to put them in big chunks. You do need to break them up, so because we don't want to overburden the blade.
So we can actually press on the scales.
Yeah.
There.
So we press the scale.
Yeah, and it brings it up.
So we're going to do 300 grams. Now this is an American recipe. You will see it's in ounces, but Thermomix automatically converts it to ounces for you. Oh, what happened to the 300? Oh,
no.
Hang on. This is
in grams. All right, hang on.
We
Let's
just
go
tricked.
back.
We just tricked ourselves.
Let's go back. Oh, because
we need
settings.
To go to settings.
You changed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Sorry, it's just that we were mucking around earlier in the day. We forgot to convert it back.
Because the other recipe was imperial.
Yeah.
Right.
My recipes.
My recipes
created. Now.
Okay.
Let's try that again. Do I need to weigh it again?
Oh yeah. We'll just tip it out.
Yeah.
And start again.
Okay, so we're going to press the scale. Oh, now it's converted it for us. Okay. Oh, a bit over. And then we're going to tare it again to add in the 100 grams of milk chocolate. Oh, too much again. Okay, that'll do. And then a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Thank you. And of course you can mill your own cinnamon. And when you put it in, put it around the bowl, not directly over the blade, the knobby bit of the blade. And then a quarter teaspoon of, which one's your quarter? This one.
That one.
Of nutmeg. And I can tare again for cocoa powder, which is actually equivalent to 15 grams is equivalent to an American tablespoon. Put it all in. Thank you. Then we press close it. So we've done all that, and now we're going to mill it. So to mill it, we just press the Thermomix blade, and it's already set for 10 seconds, and I'll have to take it up to that notch up there, which is 10. Next. Now, if you've ever tried to grate those blocks of chocolate without Thermomix, like you would be here for a very long time, but you can see how it's turned everything into powder. It says to scrape down the sides. And now we're going to melt. Again, I just press the blade and it's set it. This is close dialogue to continue, right? Why would I want to do that?
Oh, as in close that.
Close out.
Yeah, as in once it's done.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can come back to here.
Yep.
And then you can see where we're at. So now?
Yeah, awesome. So while it's doing that and our peanut brittle's going, we're going to talk about a few more Christmas gifts that you can make. So I made this a little while ago. So what it is a biscuit, pre-prepared biscuit gift, and then I just give people the instructions to put your egg and whatever else that you need. Can't remember now. And then they can make it for themselves. They don't need a Thermomix to do it. So that's really cool. And then we've also got chai tea that I made as well. You can make that into little containers and put a bowl on it and share that with friends. Now I'm going to share screen because I actually did my recipes. Here we go, Christmas gifts. Now, if everybody can see the screen, I have put 66 ideas of things that you can do to put into hampers or just to give to people. So you've got crackers, paste, glazes, cake and Turkish delight. There's a chai tea powder that I did. Some more biscuits. Now there's actually as well, I know there's a lot of gluten-free people out there now, stacks of gluten-free gifts. So all I did was type in gifts. Let me show you, explore. I actually typed in gifts. So there's my cranberry and pistachio biscuit gift jar. I'm sorry, you'll never get me to change my mind. And there's a whole bunch of other things. But then what I did, I went to filters and I went to tags. So I went gluten-free and you've still got 269 results. So there's flour, there's liqueurs, there's vanilla sugar, which is fantastic if people like pancakes. That's really good. Choc hazelnut spread, which is your homemade Nutella. Lemon curd, rocky road, all sorts of things. Let me go back to, hang on, let me just stop share because we've only got 21 seconds left. Oh yeah, thank you. Went to reject shop this morning because all my Christmas stuff's packed away. All right, Liz is going to do, so which ones do we want? Both?
Right, so I'm going to go next. And I do need to do this for another 55 seconds. So I'm just going to scrape it down. Oh, it's delicious. It looks pretty much melted, but of course I want to make sure all of it is so I get a nice consistency. So I'm just going to scrape everything down. Scraping around the edges, incorporating all the bits that didn't get melted. And also over the blades, sometimes around the blades, it needs to be incorporated as well. And we're just going to melt it for that little bit longer. 55 seconds at 60 degrees. 62. Want me to continue here? Yeah. So I bought these molds many years ago when my children were in primary school. One has now graduated and one is still halfway through uni. And I'll finally get to christen them tonight. So they're those little spoon molds. So I'm going to make some of these up with the chocolate. And I'm actually also going to use the silicone cupcake molds, the little patty cake ones. This is a good size. There are little mini ones as well, but you know, who wants little mini hot chocolates? You want a big hot chocolate. So that's that as well. In the recipe, they used little shot glasses. So you can use the shot glasses and pop in a pop stick or a straw as well. So whichever you like to use, just keep it fun. Right. Right, so just going to so it's got to be a bit messy. We'll see how we go. Can you see? Yep, you can see. Oh. Oopsie. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, I'm just going to go like this. Yeah. Oh, have you? Yeah. So we're just going to. So I've seen them on cooking shows actually just scrape everything back in, but in a very neat way. And of course, they're professionals and I'm just a home cook. But when you're using these molds, you do need to just remember to tap also, sorry, to get out any air pockets. If I were at home, actually, I would have my pancake pen, which you can get from the Thermomix shop. I would actually pour it into there and then just squeeze it out. It's very easy. So there's, sorry, that's not the neatest. Do you want to fit, you want to trim that up for me? Yeah, that one. And I will now just do some in a cupcake. Yeah, in the cupcakes. And then the brittle will be ready in a second. Ready. Yeah, I'm making a mess. Yeah. So can you see the cupcakes there? I'll just, sorry. Oh, there we go. And you can always remelt it if you take a little while. You're right there. Yep. I'll just move this a little bit to the left. Get that last one. Yep. It does taste good. So you can, there are lots of other these kinds of recipes on Thermomix Cookie Do. You can also, the one I was originally going to do was using, was an orange flavor, so you can do a Jaffa. So you can use essential oils to flavor it. If you don't, if you're using essential oils, you don't need to use as much if you were using an essence. So because they're very, very potent. So there's an orange one. I was going to add spearmint as well. So what you could do is you can make a batch and then pour the oils or essence in again and mix it up and then make another batch. So you've got different flavors that you can offer people. Oh, hang on, got to put it down again, Lisa, so they can see. Yeah, thanks. Only got 8 seconds left. Yeah, okay, and then the other. Yep. So did you want me to open the pop stick? Yeah, and I'll just change it to this other one with the pink brittle. Yep. So transfer immediately onto a baking tray. Just pop these over here. Yep. I just wanted to show, so you can put little sprinkles on as well. Or mini marshmallows. You can be fancy and put your dried citrus fruit rind. Remember, any mixture from the mixing bowl lid. Right. So that's bubbling away there. Right, I'm just going to. Oh, you can still hear it sizzling. Yeah. What I'll do, so I've obviously overestimated. That's all right.
Let's throw the peanuts in the middle there. So obviously use a smaller tray than I have, but it's not solidifying super fast. So we've got a little bit of time to get it all in. So, has anybody used other flavors of peanut brittle? Obviously not peanut, you know what I mean. Oh, yeah, so the cupcake pen, actually it's kind of like, so you fill the liquid up and then it helps you put it into squeeze squeeze the liquid. All right, so there is our peanut brittle ready to sit and right, so pre-cleaning. So what the TM6 does as well, let's just get all of it out, is that it will do a pre-clean. So what it's asking for is for me to put a litre of water in and some vinegar, and then it's going to clean the bowl. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave it until later and clean it later. So the pre-clean takes from 8 to 13 minutes, depending on what you're using. So there's our vinegar, insert the measuring cup into the bowl, and then same thing, that's our pre-clean mode symbol. You just turn it one click and away it goes. But we are lucky. And don't forget the $29 bowl blade and lid gift we purchase that's on at the moment. We can actually use that. And I'm super lucky, of course, as a team leader, I've earned myself 2 Thermomixes and I've got 3 bowls. So it says allow to cool completely to room temperature, break into pieces. Store into a sealable container at room temperature. So don't forget as well to look at tips when you're actually looking at the recipe and see if there's other things that you can do. Let's have a look. So there is our peanut brittle. That was super quick, super easy. People would be quite impressed. Yeah. And then I'll start my biscuits. No, I'm good. I am good. So what I have done in my week, the red and green Christmas shortbread. So I have actually pre-made some, and then I'll dip the chocolate. I probably won't have time to dip chocolate, but I've pre-made some to show you, and we'll just make a batch now as well. My neighbours are going to love me. So same thing. Now, don't forget that, especially when you're doing a recipe, check how long it's going to take, because you'll be so focused on something that you want to make for dinner and you'll come home and it'll say marinate for 8 hours. Speaking from experience. So preheat oven to 150. Then line a baking tray, which I did. Yes, most of the hints and tips that we do are because we've done it and we have experienced the failure so that you don't need to. All right, so 40 grams of white rice, because of course shortbread uses rice flour, 60 grams of raw sugar, and then insert measuring cup. So it's going to do a minute, speed 10. Wipe this up. Oh, under the sink. Under. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, so that is just sugar dust. Don't panic. Sorry. I made a bit of a mess. Okay, so scrape down the side. So I am just going to show you. Obviously, we've gone. So 1 minute of sugar and rice. So don't forget that you can, I normally mill my salt and my pepper so that I've got it prepared. You can mill your almonds into almond meal, then use it for almond milk, then use the almond meal in a gluten-free cake. So there's lots and lots and lots of things that you can do to save money and energy and packaging as well, because we all want to save packaging. So there is our powder. Next, 300 grams of plain flour. So the things that I normally do, my salt, my pepper, my almonds into almond meal. I have done the rice into rice flour so that I can do my normal shortbreads. It's 250. So are there things that people have made that have been a success as Christmas gifts? I know my sister made homemade Baileys 1 year. Double thumbs up. That was a big success. There's jams, there's all sorts of other stuff. If you want to inspire other people, if you can type into the comments things that you've made in the past. Okay, 250 grams of butter cut into cubes. So I have pre-cut. And we'll have another look in a minute at all the things that I saved. Just ideas of things that you can do. So there's spices, there's drinks, there's biscuits.
Limoncello is fantastic.
Yes.
Particularly if you've got lots of lemons, do it now.
Yes. Okay. Insert measuring cup. Not yet. Looking forward to, yes. Yes, Caroline, looking forward to doing stuff in the TM6. So 5 seconds, speed 5. There you go. Keep measuring cup inserted. And then we're going to do 40 seconds, and this is the dough function. So yet again, it's a function. We just turn it 1 click and away it goes. So for 40 seconds, let us share screen because that's plenty of time. Right. Let me go back to my recipes. Christmas gifts. I'll scroll right to the bottom. The fun things that I found first. Oh, show more. So whiskey cream liqueur, which is your Baileys, your berry liqueur, apricot liqueur. So there's the other chocolate stirrers that Liz was talking about. Chocolate and anise fruit bark. So you can do all different flavors of things. You don't have to be fully committed. Chocolate bourbon caramel sauce. Lovely. Truffles. All right. Yep, just there. Thank you. All right, we're back. 100 grams of pistachios. Let me just show you a little old dough. So I'm going to zero that. 99 grams, close enough. And then our cranberries, so we get the green and the red for these biscuits. Insert measuring cup. Right, so it's 1 second, and this is turbo, so it's pre-locked it for safety. It says 3 to 4 times, so I'm just going to go like that. So with turbo, with the TM6, you've actually got half a second, 1 second or 2 seconds choice, but it's chosen 1 second. I am just going to take the MC off and have a look. I'm going to go once more. There we go. So transfer to a silicon mat. I'm going to use my oven mat here. And what it wants is you want to put it into a log, 30 centimeters long. And then we're going to wrap it in Glad wrap. So there's our biscuit dough. Tilt down again. All right. Oh, yeah, nuts and bolts. That's a great one. So that's the other thing that you can do is, your flavored nuts. In my old house, we used to get chili nuts from next door every Christmas. That was always really lovely. And there's lots of different nut combinations. Go. In cookie dough. Like I said, even if you follow a recipe, you can be creative and you can change out ingredients. You're still in charge, even though you're following a recipe. So what we want to do with this is to stretch it out, but we don't want to have too many. Actually cut it up a little bit more than it did when I did it the first time, but that's all right. I want to make it into a log, which was a little bit square as well when I made it the first time. If you want to, can you grab the one that's, there's like a half log in the fridge. So what we want to do, it does say lightly flour, but I'm a bit of a rebel. Did you show them which one? No, not yet. So there's the log that I made before. So it's been sitting in the fridge for a couple of hours now.
So you can make that into a star.
Oh yeah, you can do different shapes and
yeah.
Oh yeah, cut it. Yeah. So the Glad wrap I just put somewhere, possibly. Yep. So I'm just going to roll it in Glad wrap and then stick that in the fridge. Yeah, but it wants it to be firm. So I'm going to roll it. And then I took a bit of time to roll it and make sure that it was, and actually pushed it in so it made it firmer. And then round as well. So you can do whatever shape you like. You've got time to fuss about. So I'm going to move that out the way and then show you. I'll grab the other ones and then we'll make our last thing. Yes, only 6 weeks left. Oh my God, don't tell me it's only 6 weeks till Christmas. Good God.
You got enough bowls?
Yep. Okay. So there's the biscuits that I made before. Now I actually cut a few of them a little bit thick because it actually says 1/2 centimeter. And use a serrated knife. Here's a couple that are, I mean, how cute's that with the red and the green? German cinema stars. Yes, they look very good. So what you do with this is we just melt. Oh, there we go. So in a lot of recipes now, you actually have a video. So I'm just going to quickly play that. So it shows you how to roll it up. Okay, I didn't do that. That's all right. Close enough. Yep. And then once it's frozen, they've just chopped it. So there's lots of videos in recipes now, especially if you check out the pasta dough recipe. At the end, it actually shows you all the different shapes that you can make. All right, clean and dry the mixing bowl. Cut it into slices. Put your biscuits onto tray, 20 to 30 minutes. Leave it to cool. And while it's cooling, then we melt our chocolate. Here's one. Prepared earlier. I'll just do that. And then whilst I do that, did you have another?
Yes,
for your,
yeah, I do. Mulling Spices, but you need to update
that. Yep. Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay.
Good. Oh, did you use it?
Yeah, I just use that. I'll wash it for you. I'll wash the other one for you. All right. Actually, no, because we've just seen how you melt chocolate. Actually, do we have the other chocolate that's already melted?
Oh, I used
and I'll dip. Oh, you used it. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So does anybody want to see chocolate melted again? Otherwise, we can do the mulling spices. So what we're going to do with that, let me share screen again, because I'm going to go to Explore, and in Cookie Dough, so there's latest recipes. So they've just released then a couple of, so savory Christmas and sweet Christmas. So I highly recommend these biscuits. So you can actually gift somebody fruit mints. Bombed Alaska, I'm going to make one day. Trifle, so the stained glass Christmas biscuits. They're pretty awesome. And these Rocky Road Christmas trees that we found earlier today, they look pretty cool as well.
I can recommend those Armatello ones. They're really nice too.
Which one are they?
Those ones.
Ooh, awesome.
They were made last year.
Amaretto's awesome. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like every year, most of us will add strings to our bow. Now, there's a really awesome festive flavors cookbook, which is actually, if we explore, because we can search, I'm just going to hit search here. You can actually look at recipes or collections. So I'm going to click on collections, and I am going to festive flavor. Now, this festive flavor, and there's festive fare as well. So it's 104 recipes, quite a number of times. I have pretty much cooked the whole of Christmas from this cookbook, especially the soba noodle slaw, the potato salad, the greens. So we're going to do some more stuff next week. So next week, we're going to do Christmas party things. And then the week after, we're actually going to do Christmas itself. And I'm hoping to have almost all of the team here doing it with me so that they can all share as well. Okay, right. That's what I was doing. Mulling Spices. I got distracted, as always. So explore. That's logged me out again. That's okay. Sign in. So Mulling Spices. So there it is. And we're going to go from 28 portions. Make it out your own. Start. We're going to go down to 15 portions. So instead of 4 oranges and stuff like that. So this is an American recipe. Now, how you can tell that, apart from the ounces, that it's an American recipe is, let me just go back. If in the original recipe, if you scroll down, you can actually see where the recipe comes from. So if you've got, say, honeycomb actually has 4 or 5 recipes of honeycomb, you can scroll down and see which country the recipe comes from. I normally do the Australian ones, but it's completely up to you. So let us change our portion sizes to 15. Yep, so that looks okay. Save and done. So it's saved in our created recipes. I will stop share. And Liz, and I will move this stuff away.
Okay, so well, I've got a clean one. Oh, there it is. We're doing mulling spices, and coincidentally, the flavors are very similar to mulled wine and sangria as well. So you could always actually double the batch, and of course with sangria you would add, you know, fresh fruit in with the wine, and yeah, so this is a really good base for a lot of lovely Christmas drinks. So I'm going to look for mulling spices, back to your recipes.
Yeah.
No, screen's ready.
Oh, is it wet?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wet.
Yeah, it's a bit dusty.
Oh, here you go. You got it?
Thank you. Okay, here we go. My recipes created. And there we go, mulling spices. So when you've resized your recipe, you need to look in your creator collections for it. If you look in just the general area, it won't have been resized. Okay, so you can see it's been imported by Lisa. I'm going to start cooking. So, okay, I have already done my orange and lemon peels. So if you don't have a really good peeler, the Thermomix one is fantastic. So that comes with that little kitchen kit that we offer every now and then as either a host reward or a purchase reward. And it gives you a beautiful peel and doesn't, you don't get a lot of that white pith, because the white pith, of course, is what makes it bitter. So I just put these in my air fryer actually for half an hour. So my orange and lemon, I'm just going to put that in. And now the cinnamon sticks. So I need to weigh in the cinnamon sticks. Oh, this is it's gone to grams again. So we need to go back to settings.
Go back. Yeah.
Can you see what we're doing here? It is a little bit of trial and error. Going back to home, to settings.
Yeah, because in the normal cookie dough recipe, if it's in ounces, it will actually automatically change it to ounces. But because we've now made it a created recipe, we then need to change it manually ourselves to imperial.
Oops, I need to add in the cinnamon. So 1.5 ounces, because of course I've completely forgotten what 1.5 ounces is. Two. Can you know how to tell the difference between cinnamon and what's the fake cinnamon called? I've forgotten.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. So what we often buy is fake cinnamon. I've forgotten. Cassia. It's actually cassia. The real cinnamon, you can see has coils. Can you see that? It has coils in there, and it's a lot softer. You can actually break it with your hands, whereas cassia is a lot harder. That'll do. Okay. And so now I'm going to grind it. Now, the cinnamon hasn't broken up a lot. Now, if you were to use cassia, then you do need to do it a little bit longer because it is harder. But you see, it hasn't quite turned into powder because we need to do the other spices as well. Oh, and it smells amazing, just fantastic. So now allspice berries. This is what they look like. Not sure if you can see. Sort of, they're the little berries. And because we couldn't find any today at the shops, we're going to add in some of the powder as well. Oh, really smell amazing. And a splodge of vanilla extract. So both Lisa and I like to use this. Extract, of course, will be the one where it's with alcohol, but this is more of a paste.
Yeah. It's all about quality.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to toast it. So it's 4 minutes, 100 degrees. And I love using Thermomix to toast my spices because it does it at the right temperature and it never overcooks. So often or sometimes I've gone to roast my spices on the stove in my pan and I always seem to burn it. Whereas this way with the Thermomix, it does it a nice gentle heat, never overdo it. So if you are planning to do a lot of Christmas preparation, you might consider milling all your own spices. It is cheaper to buy. And yes, you probably do need to do at least 100 to 200 grams to get it into a nice fine powder, because if it was too little, you're not going to get a good grind and it won't go into powder. But it's worthwhile if you're planning on doing a lot of Christmas, baking or prep and things like that, to mill your own spices and then keeping it in an airtight container. And I guarantee the aroma will knock you out because it's just so fresh and spicy. What else can we talk about?
Shall I show a couple more?
Oh, how come I didn't have to add these?
I thought you did at the start. You did.
Did I?
No,
Cinnamon and
that was
the other one.
the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting confused.
So much going on tonight. All right. I am just, is there anything anybody wants to see on Cookie Dough? As well. Let me have a look. I can't actually see, hang on. And maybe just speak up because I can't actually see the chat. So don't forget your gingerbread, raspberry, balsamic glaze. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to do. What we need to do is in the Thermo Empire group, we actually we do a competition every now and then where we actually, everybody shares what they're making. And this week there's actually 3 prizes. So I promised that I would draw tonight. So we've got number 1 to number 24, and I am going to generate a random number. So number 14, which is Victoria Bendersky with the beef ragu and cauliflower match. So she gets to choose the first prize, and I'll tell you what they are in a minute. Then our second one is number 17, which is Caroline with peanut brittle. So that's cool. Number 2. And then number 5. Oh, Caroline again with prawn, chorizo and pesto pasta. And I will just stop share. So Victoria gets first choice. And then Caroline gets the other two. So we have Christmas cookie cutters. So they are rose gold ones. They are pretty awesome. No, that's good. And then we've got the Star Tree cookie cutter, which is also something else that you can make for friends and family.
Different size.
Yeah, different size stars. You can pile them up or put them any which way you like. And then this is my set. The other one's still in the post, but your gingerbread mold. So I'm actually going to do a chocolate gingerbread mold, gingerbread house this year rather than gingerbread itself. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, so we're at the end. All right, so
that didn't blend it.
do you go back?
Oh,
yeah,
we're not blending it. And you know what? I forgot to add the cloves.
Oh, whoops. Live TV is always a problem.
I think to blend.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Let's have a look back.
The smell, is amazing.
Yeah, the picture actually has it.
Yeah. Oh,
With
yeah.
Go back to the picture.
okay. So we aren't making this into a powder, but you could very easily, if you wanted to, just for convenience, but it does look nicer in a jar when you've got bits and pieces. You would need to wait for the spices to get cool before you blend it. And what I suggest is, if you are blending, particularly if there was a bigger volume, what I would do is pop am I allowed to say this?
Yes.
A paper towel over the hole in the lid and then pop this on top. And that way you won't get it all coming out the sides, because, you know, our MC is designed to allow steam to escape. So, and you also don't want the spices coming out from the gaps around the MC. So if I just want to show you also the hints and tips. So if you look at the hints and tips, it does give you stovetop cooking instructions. So that's great if you're going to give this to people who don't have a Thermomix. And this is with using for apple juice. And then of course it does give you the Thermomix instructions as well. And like I said, if you go and look at the sangria recipe or mulled wine recipe, very, very similar flavors. So I think this would be, you know, all purpose. Yeah, for you. So shall we put the jar?
Yeah.
So we put your lid over your jar. Okay, and we're going to use the hole in the lid as a guide. So we do want to distribute the spices evenly. We want to make sure, because the allspice is sort of floating along the top here. So I want to make sure I get a good mixture. And of course, you will need to strain it when you've used it. So you can see how the hole in the lid is a really, really good guide. And I think this jar is just the perfect size, Lisa.
It's saying that you can use the lid when you're doing decanting your jams and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Your
as well.
stock as well.
Yep. Oh, look at that.
Perfect size.
Perfect.
There we go. I don't know whether you can see. Is that the right lid?
Yep.
How are you doing bows? I didn't cut it big enough. There you go.
Yeah. So we've actually got Thermomix ribbon that you can buy. Or if you can't buy it, I still have an absolute gobsmacking stack of it. So if you need some, let me know.
Oops, not very good at this. Okay, and actually the spoon, one of the spoons must be ready to pop out.
Yep. And then put our spoons here. So you can just pop a little,
Not
no,
quite ready.
broken it.
So
Yeah.
it is meant to go into the fridge for an hour, the
there we go.
chocolate. Yeah.
There we go. So you can put a little bow on that. Back in there. And then we've also got our little ones here, so you can put your marshmallows or your sprinkles like Liz has done.
Yep. And there we have it.
Okay.
Let's have a look. We've got some nice little.
Awesome. Put that out the way.
And how about that? Some homemade Christmas goodies.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming along. Does anybody have any more questions about anything that we've done tonight or anything that you'd like to do going forward? If you need any ideas or any help, let it know.
Thanks, you did a great job, you two.
Thanks. Oh,
Thank
so
you.
some of the things that people have shared: nuts and bolts, jams, relishes, lemon curd, gingerbread, fudge, the peanut brittle, chai latte, rosemary salt, spice nuts, jams, shortbread. Yep. Oh, Jenny makes and freezes and swapped it out for gluten-free. Awesome. With good results.
And also with berry season coming on and a lot of the fruits coming on, think about making not just jams, but making a syrup or cordial, so that you're using up the fruit and it's coming from your own garden. You can adjust the sugar, and you can even mix it with sparkling water or soda water, and have it as a real treat or as a base for your cocktails.
Yeah, and things like mango chutney. If you've gotten some mangoes from somewhere, we actually do a fundraiser every year for Jessica's sporting club with 10 kilos worth of mangoes. So I'm always looking for stuff to do with the mangoes, which is fantastic. Oh, feeling very inspired. Yay! Thank you very much.
Okay.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much for coming along.
Nice cooking with you tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we hope you got lots of inspiration.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. Thanks
See you
for
next week.
coming.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.